Hello, welcome to another Scrawrlbox unboxing. Let's see what we got. We're gonna make art with the art supplies inside this month's box, so let's find out what's inside. Yes. Kasey! This one is me. I can't say that I often grab the print out of the box first, but today we will make an exception because this is drawn by my friend Kasey Golden. She has a YouTube channel. You've probably caught a video or two or follow her obsessively. I will have her linked in the description so you can check her out. She draws all sorts of fun watercolor illustrations, so I wonder if we'll be doing watercolor or something earthy toned, which is the color scheme she often gravitates towards. And then we have the info as well. Kasey Golden! It was supposed to be like a mic drop, but it was like an art drop. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna open it up through the top, even though they seem to have found a back door. Guess I've never opened them this way. Alright, so the first thing I see is this blue raspberry Jelly Rancher. Very solid candy. It's also a hard candy too. We have the Scrawrlbox sticker. I got that right. It actually is Scrawrlbox this time. We have the menu listing this month's art supplies, which I don't like to look at, so we'll just put that over there. We have, what is this? Viviva ColorSheets. Oh, are these those like paper watercolors where you like wet the paper and the pigment is released and then you can use that to draw? Exciting. It's got cute like watercolor doodles. The color sheets will look different than their actual color on paper since the pigment is super saturated. The partitions between the colors have a special water repellent. Oh, this is pretty nifty. So we have like just about every color. Oh, there we go. I had a feeling there'd be a sap green in here. It's Kasey's favorite color, if you know. Oh, wow. These look metallic, but I'm guessing that's like the super pigmentation appearing metallic. The magenta's green. I'm guessing that'll look very different. What is this? Contraptions. Stick mixing panel here. Oh, there's a little peel and stick. Then you have a little mixing palette if you want it to be portable. Handy. That'll be very exciting to use. Alright, I see a coloring page on some oh, it's actually a postcard. That's adorable. That was my first instinct to send it to Kasey. We have a paintbrush to use with our watercolors. It's the, looks like a number 6 round Milan brush. Look at that, it's so bristly. Next there is this mechanical pencil. It's a 0.5. Alright, it doesn't say what kind of lead, but we do know the size, which is 0.5. Can you see that minute detail? And finally, the last art supply in this month's box is this 0.8 Windsor&Newton fine liner. I love these ones because they have that funny like shape at the end. We also have some paper. Not only do we have the postcard, we have a couple sheets of paper, 2 sheets of paper, 2 sheets of paper. It's the Bockingford Watercolor 300 GSM paper. And that is everything in this month's Scrawrlbox. So I think first up, we need to swatch some of these. So I'm gonna have to go grab some water. Should probably clean this guy out. I've been really lazy about cleaning out my ink water. All right, that's as clean as that's gonna get. Now I learned my lesson from my last unboxing that we should swatch on the actual paper that we're going to make our illustration on. All right, start with good old crimson. I'm gonna try and keep it small so I have room to like. Oh wow, try out deep pink. Deep pink and crimson look very similar to me. Let's try out vermilion. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting into some color variation. Wow, now that's a yellow. I think I'm getting better at swatching. I'm getting multiple tones with the same color. Ooh, look at this green. Look at the color difference there. That's why you need to swatch. That's really interesting. Wonder why that is. Why it looks purple when it's like hyper saturated and green when you dilute it. Alright, we're getting into the purple! And as you can see, it looks green on this swatch. Oh yes, that is the most royal violet. Very nice. This looks black, alright. There we go. What a beautiful rainbow. Alright, so that is all of the colors in our little, that's so cute, it's like a little watercolor wallet. All right, we already tested this out. We have not tested the pencil. Oh, I feel like Kasey. She must have one that looks just like this, or it is this one. Swatch it like watercolor. Ooh, it looks like I have some kind of disease. My fingers are turning orange. Cheeto disease. So we have this whole extra watercolor paper to do like a finished illustration. But here I can kind of thumbnail and swatch an idea. Now I don't know if I want to like go ahead and try to draw something kind of similar to this because our styles are just so different. But I love the bumblebees. We also have just about every color known to man here, which makes it a little tricky because color theory and we have a complicated history. And so I prefer to have a very limited color palette. So having all of these colors in my face and available to me is dangerous, especially when I don't even know what I'm gonna draw yet. I could kind of keep to the theme like last time where I drew Medusa. We could draw another kind of monster girl, like a werewolf or a vampire. There's gotta be something else. Why is my brain stopping there? If I couple that with like Kasey's classic earthy tones, I'm kind of thinking scarecrow? Yeah, why don't we try it? So like a character design of a scarecrow girl. For my Medusa, I kind of like modernized an outfit, so I kind of would like to do that as well. And the feet would probably just hang, because like scarecrows hang on those posts, you know, scarecrows. And obviously she needs like a crow friend. She'll need to look up a reference of a crow. I actually drew a crow kind of recently, so I'm embarrassed at what this is looking like. So instead of just giving her like that classic plaid shirt, like a farmer's shirt, I think I'm gonna try, I'm picturing, oh, Disney princess style here. I'm picturing it a bit more modern, like things you'd see on the shelves today. And I'm seeing a ton, I think that's super trendy, like one of those, it's like a short skirt that's plaid, sort of Clueless style. Heathers, I don't know. Not that trendy, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's just deep long sleeve kind of crop top. Although that's kind of what I gave Medusa, so I should probably reconsider. Let's give her some thigh-high socks, boots, and then she'll have seams at all her joints because she's actually full of straw, you know? And we can have like straw sticking out of different places where she has like a leak. A leak. And her hair should look really straw because it probably is made of straw. I don't know if we want it short, long. Do we need to probably give her a beanie? Keep the hair on. And I like to have a couple just like sticking out here and there. Let's do something with buttons. Maybe those big like tortoise buttons. Maybe a bit more poofy sleeve. That kind of suits it because then we can have straw sticking out like it was overstuffed. Then, yeah, why don't we have more skin showing? Then we can give more like seams like she's made out of a sack or something. Some big pudgy fingers that are like kind of glove shaped so we can have straw sticking out. Ooh, I'm liking. But crows, what do crows look like? Guess I should have given her an ant friend. I mean, it looks more like a bird now. That's a plus. So she's not as scary as maybe the farmer would prefer. We gotta give patches. That's a Kasey classic. Maybe I'm ignoring the prompts, but I feel like I have some insider knowledge. Ooh, this is going so well. And we can have like the crops on the lower half. I don't know, what does corn look like? One of these things. And then she'll be on a post of some kind. Maybe there's ropes to attach her, but obviously she kind of broke loose. And maybe when we do like a final illustration, we'll have like another crow on the other side. So she's got multiple crow friends. These colors are so saturated. They're honestly gorgeous. Whenever I use watercolors, I feel like they have like a muddiness to them that these do not. But I'm gonna go ahead and make them muddy because I'm gonna try and make them earthy toned. Before I color in this and see what kind of colors I'd like to go for, I'm going to try and actually think of a composition that will fit this page. I want it to be very similar to this because I'm actually really happy with that. So it'll probably like fit the page that way. So when I'm sketching this time, I'm going to actually sketch out the shape of the paper and then try and fit our thumbnail inside of it. Another option would be to just, instead of having her kind of hanging off of her post, have her actually sitting up on top with her crow friend. Then we can have the ropes like hanging there. Like she escaped. I'd probably want to bring this up higher then. We can have the crops down here. I don't put as much detail into small thumbnails because they're more about making sure the composition and the layout makes sense. This has a bit more of like that princessy vibe. Honestly, I mean, it's not as refined as this one, but I like this one and how you can see the character design a little bit more. You just try turning it a little. See if that inspires me to change anything up. Then you could be reaching away. And maybe one hand is still connected a little bit. So she's only partially broken free. That's not bad. Kind of like that one. And she's reaching for the crow. I'm really excited about this. Okay, I don't hate that one. I like that one. But it's a really close tie with this one. I don't know, I just always like the just flat, not a whole lot happening drawings. That's just my go-to. That's why I draw it all the time. I'm not sure about the nose. I wonder if the nose would look better upside down. Or would that look too cat-like? Yeah, not crazy about the upside down nose either. I feel like it gives me more of that scarecrow vibe, this one. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead, start adding colors. So I'm going to gravitate towards more earthy tone. So we obviously have to include some sap green. And I'm gonna use this palette to kind of mix some of the colors. Let's use a clean section. I'm just gonna grab some like this and just put it directly into the palette. Add a little water to the edge. And then I would like probably, I don't know, these are both very orange. Burnt Sienna and Burnt Umber look really orange to me. Clean my brush first so that the color is not contaminated until I choose to contaminate it. I like how this one has spots. There we go, that's pretty burnt looking. A few colors that I've chosen. Okay, that's what I got. They're so saturated though. Kind of having a hard time picturing them being earthy. Let's go in first like this, I guess. I don't know. Just go in and see what happens. Obviously the pencil is going to make it look really muddy. So I'm going to have to try and ignore that. Glad I am thumbnailing this out because I'm a little confused about how I'm going to do this. Something definitely feels wrong. Oh yeah, these colors are just not mixing well. They're just... this is where some experience with watercolor might come in handy. Yeah, that's just not brown enough. Where's the browns? That is the brownest color I have. What? Because I don't want it to look orange. Ponder. Am I learning something? I'm trying. I like this color. That's kind of the brown I was looking for before. I added a little bit of the slate gray and it neutralized the saturation, which is kind of what I was hoping for the skin. Oh yeah, look at that. There's the muddiness I'm looking for. Okay, figuring this out slowly. So maybe I just need to add a little black to all the colors. That'll muddy it. Just gonna do this before it's dry to see the colors. Oh, that looks creepy. Obviously everything's wet, but I'm just trying to like get an idea. Cause like, so you can tell here that the colors are just kind of wild and crazy, but here they're a little bit more cohesive. The colors on this one are just wild. I'm much happier with the colors going on over here. Actually, plaid's not what's in right now. It's those weird checks. They're just like boxes. Yeah, that is kind of more in right now, isn't it? I'm like not waiting for anything to dry right now because I'm just like testing things. Ooh, I kind of like that. I like the white with the green and the green with the reddish black. I have black shoes. And then the gloves can be slightly darker than the rest of the skin. Finding it slowly. This is why you test things out. This is why you test things out. Good grief. Our crops down here. I'm gonna have yellow fading into the sap green. Do I want to put like a blue background? If I can keep it like subtle enough, like pastel enough, I mean. Oh, wait a minute. Is this too bright? Do I need something warmer or cooler? I kind of like it actually. It's growing on me. It looks like Jell-O. Kind of looks like this Jolly Rancher. Obviously things aren't dry, but you know. Yeah, I know. Oh, I love the way that looks next to those yellow crops. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love this paper though. just looks so good. Okay, I think I'm figuring out how I'm going to tackle it. Obviously, it might not turn out perfect, but what does? It's fine. It's totally fine. Everything's fine. All right, so moving into the actual drawing. I do have more space if I want to try something. Or something I want to try. What if we have her like leaning up on it? Just, I don't know, just a different pose to try. I'm gonna give her a bunch of crows. I just love that reddish black, purpley kind of color. Like it suits the drawing. It gives it that contrast that it needs. This one does have a little bit more expression than this one. This one's kind of just hanging there, which I mean, scarecrows do. This is the most delicious blue color I've ever seen in my life. Oops, I touched the blue. All right, let's move into the drawing. I don't know. I'm excited and nervous. I'm excited and nervous. So if I want to follow this one, then the character needs to look this way. Let's make sure I can fit it on the page. I could probably try and actually have like the crops coming over top of the feet a little. I'm turning the head a little to be a little bit more playful. I pointed it a little bit at the end. I always like to change up the drawing a little bit from thumbnail. I don't really want to draw the exact same thing. I like to change it up. Kasey likes to do a thing where she does triangles for noses sometimes and circles for cheeks. So this is like working so perfectly. Looks like French fries sticking out of everything. Yeah, I'm not crazy about how low the feet are going, so I think I'm gonna try to just raise them up a little, even if it means I have to shorten them. So I'm gonna pull this knee farther forward so that I can just lift it. And then this leg. I don't know, maybe also pull it this way. Ponders. Some crows here and there. I kind of like put one up higher so it creates a little bit of a diagonal interest. Double checks. I don't know if I want to go double checks now that I'm thinking about it. Let's bring that arm out a little bit. That kind of like solidifies the silhouette of the character. I feel like it needs some kind of seam on the face. It's looking a little plain. Although I'll have these circly cheeks, which we could put stitches in. I can put a couple stitches on the edge of the mouth. Just kind of clean up the sketch a little. This arm is what this is the only part I don't like right now. Nope, that looks so much better. I am very, very glad I did that. Okay, so first step. All right, let's go ahead and land the line art then, shall we? Oh yeah, this is a thick boy. I think I'll do the circle cheeky bits. Well, I don't know. It's always a constant battle to try and decide what lines should be made with the colors and what should be made with the actual line art, at least for me. Adding line art. The French fries. She keeps French fries in her socks. I think I need to finish sketching this hand. How do I make them look like work gloves? This one looks like a duck. I'm gonna do the same thing with this hand. Just redraw it. Let's see. What does that look like? Moving forward. Oh, I didn't do feet. We should also probably put a patch on here somewhere. Perfect. Look on the corn. I just realized corn looks more like this. Being very dangerous and just doing this without a sketch. Should probably limit it. I don't think I want as many as I have on here. There we go. I think that's plenty. It's very crowded down there. All right, we ready to add a little color? Actually, that's not what corn looks like. Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna start with what I know, which is sap green. Let's start there. Go ahead and fill that in. So the hat is green, as well as the skirt. Minus the patch. Oh, that's way darker. Actually, I like this color better. Let's go ahead and fill the whole thing in like that. A blessing in disguise. I think I'm gonna color this forearm a slightly different color, only because I'm running out of it. I forgot her swirly cheeks. It's a little too much. Alright, and then I wanted it way darker, so add even more slate gray for these gloves. Oh yeah, now that's the brown color I was looking for. I could probably use this also for the nose. I can color in the birds, I think. They're kind of separated. So what I did for the crows was I mixed slate gray, which we already have right there, with this color, which I believe it's crimson. Mixed a little bit in there. Create this like deep purple almost. See how that looks. Yes, I did it again. It's a little light, need to add more. And then I want to do the same thing for the socks. I've never gotten so many even tones of watercolor. It usually looks so splotchy. I'm in love. Like, look how even the leg is just like one solid color. This is turning out better than any watercolor piece I've ever done in my life. Okay, I think I want to let everything dry and then move on with the next bit. Dry it is. All right, so now I can actually add in the textures, which I believe for this I was using that black color, so it's like a mix of the crimson and the slate black. And I just use the very tip of it. See, now a problem I would have with cheaper papers is that the watercolors would be lifting right now. It's not happening right now. I do want to darken up the crows, I think. Much better. Although these feet are like way browner. Do you see this? I like that color. I wonder if it is the crimson mixed with the burnt umber. Next, let's try the blush, because this is dry. So many textures. All right, let's try coloring in her hair next. Color in all the little hay bits that are sticking out. And then our stalks. Also want to add in a little bit of this. Now for down here, I wanted to mix yellow with a little bit of green. So then grab the sap green and have it kind of blend into that, maybe. So hard to color in all these little lines. It's good practice for the brush though, because I always say that I don't have a lot of control with a brush, especially one this flimsy. So it's good practice to try and stay inside the lines, even if I mess up half the time. I might also want to darken up some of these so that they don't all blend together. All right, I think blue sky is the next step. So I'll make sure I erase these lines. I get to use my Jolly Rancher blue. Guess I'll start up here. Just fill it in. I don't know if I should have left space for like clouds or not. Oh well. Look how freaking vibrant it is. Filling in all these little spaces. Putting my hand right in it and then it just smudges. Yeah. The last section, just, I can taste it. That's how pretty it is. Wow, that is the most vibrant frickin' blue. There's a ton of little like white spots I just didn't manage to color in, which I don't feel like I noticed when I was doing it. This is so vibrant. These are some nice watercolors. I feel like I want to add a little bit more orange. Maybe I do want the skin a little bit oranger. It looks too much like skin tone and less like a scarecrow. So I'm just gonna bring it back to that color that it was at first. Okay, I do like that better actually. Perfect. And then maybe even oranging up the straw hair? Or do we want to brown it up? I don't know. Just trying to do some like final color touch-ups. Maybe add a white heart cloud. Maybe a few of them. One for each crow. But this one's heart's way over here. He'll have to fly and go get it. And then I think the last thing I want to do is just darken the nose. Whatever it takes. And the lips could be the same color. There we go. I think we got it. I think I have a successful illustration. I'm quite happy with it. I feel like I learned a lot. And this is the most flattest washes I've ever made in my life with watercolor. Just look how it's like one even color all throughout here, except for there where I messed up. But I know what I did wrong. I really, really like this. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. I like it better than any of the watercolors that I own, and it doesn't take up like any space. Whoop, it disappeared. Oh, there it is. I wonder if we can just add a little white border. So yeah, here is my finished illustration for this month's Scrawrlbox. I'm really happy with it. I think I accomplished a few goals that I wanted to for this piece. I love thumbnailing out and figuring out what I want to draw and like swatching out colors and seeing how they look, and it just looks like a little sketchbook page, so I love it almost as much as I like this. They go together, let's just say that. But yeah, I'm too happy. I had too much fun. I don't really care. And look how pretty this is. The time has come for me to thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun with this box, and I hope you did too, watching me play around with these new art supplies and fall in love with this watercolor wallet. If you're interested in getting your own Scrawrlbox, I will have a link in the description where you can find more information about that. See you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!